Hello kids! Welcome to Magical English Stories. Before we start our story, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss the next magical adventures. One morning, Lucy woke up with her heart beating fast. There was going to be a big art competition at school. Mrs. Johnson said the best paintings would be shown in the school gallery. Lucy loved painting, but she had a little fear. A few months ago, she had shown her picture and some kids laughed at her. Since that day, she never dared to show her drawings again. Still, deep inside, she had a small dream. That one day, everyone would love her art. Her friend Mia said, "Lucy, if you don't join, no one will ever know how talented you are." Lucy said, "I'm scared they'll laugh again." Mia said, "It's okay, we'll practice together." And that night, Lucy stayed up late painting. She drew a red fox running under the rain, chasing a rainbow. It looked beautiful, but she still felt unsure. She folded the paper and hid it deep in her bag. The next day, the art class was full of noise and colors. Kids were painting, laughing, and talking. Lucy sat down, but her hands were shaking. A new boy named Aaron sat next to her. His pencils fell to the floor because he was nervous too. Lucy giggled and said, "Looks like we're both worried." Aaron said, "It's my first time showing my drawing." Lucy said, "Me too. Maybe we'll feel braver together." And from that day, a new friendship began. A few days later, there was a small practice exhibition. Lucy finally decided to bring her painting. But then, oh no, her water bottle spilled all over it. The colors spread everywhere. The fox disappeared, and the rain became a mess. Lucy's heart sank and tears filled her eyes. Mia ran to her and said, "Wait, we can fix it." They wiped the paper carefully, but one white spot remained. Lucy took a deep breath and drew a small leaf right there. The leaf covered the stain perfectly, and the painting looked even better than before. Mrs. Johnson smiled and said, "See? Mistakes can become something beautiful." For the first time, Lucy laughed without fear. One day in the schoolyard, Aaron was sitting alone. Some kids were teasing him. Lucy walked up and said, "Hey, come look at his painting." Everyone stopped. Aaron had painted a tree with 1,000 colorful leaves. When the sunlight touched it, it sparkled, and everyone said, "Wow!" Aaron smiled and said, "Thanks, Lucy. You made me believe I can do it." Lucy smiled back and said, "I'm learning to believe in myself too." That day, they both felt a little stronger. But the big competition was still ahead. The theme was courage in everyday life. Lucy thought and thought, but no idea came. That night, the lamp in her room flickered and turned off. A drop of paint fell on the table and spread like magic. It looked like the shadow of a little girl raising her hand. Lucy whispered, "That's it." She started painting a classroom with a small girl raising her hand and a big shadow behind her. That shadow was her own brave self. When she finished, Lucy smiled at her painting. She said softly, "That's me. When I'm brave." It was the best painting she had ever made. The day of the competition arrived. The hall was full of paintings and excitement. The judges walked around, taking notes. One of them stopped in front of Lucy's work. He asked, "What is this painting about?" Lucy said, "It's about being brave, even when you're scared." Just then, one of the stands began to fall. Lucy quickly ran and caught the painting before it hit the floor. Everyone gasped. The judge smiled and said, "Well, that's a real example of courage." Everyone laughed and clapped for her. Lucy felt a warm light inside her heart. A few minutes later, the judges came back on stage. They called the third place, then the second, and then Lucy heard her name. She had won second place. Mia shouted, "Yay, Lucy!" Aaron smiled and said, "See? You said you couldn't, but you did." Lucy walked up to the stage and took the microphone. She said, "I used to be scared, but today I learned that courage means doing something even when you're afraid." The room was silent for a moment, then everyone clapped and cheered. That night, Lucy opened her notebook and wrote, "Confidence means believing in yourself, even when you're not perfect." She drew a little smile next to it. From that day on, whenever someone at school felt scared, Lucy helped them. She said, "Remember, the real hero is inside you." And every day she shined a little brighter. Thanks for listening, kids. If you enjoyed Lucy's story, don't forget to like and subscribe to Magical English Stories for more magical adventures.